For our families who might need Spanish interpretation will be provided during this meeting. For translation, please select the interpretation icon. This is the black box down, it should be at the bottom of your screen, and click on Spanish. If you have any issues with that, please type into the Q&A box and we'll be able to support you. Just to let everyone know that this meeting is being video recorded and it will be posted on our website by next week. Thank you. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and start our evening. I want to thank everyone for joining us for our first preschool information night. This is Ocean View School District's first, and it's our inaugural preschool parent information night tonight, June 17th, 2021. I want to thank you all for participating, and I'd like to introduce some of our honored guests and our panelists. First, I'd like to introduce our honored guest, Dr. Julianne Hofer. She's our Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services in Ocean View School District.
Oh. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for joining us. We have such a wonderful preschool program, and I'm excited for our staff to show you all that they do.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Hofer. Shalene Spalding. She's our Director of Special Education.
Hi. Thank you for having me tonight. Welcome, everybody. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you, Shalene. I'd like to introduce Miss Kathy Blythe. You're muted. You can unmute and say hello, Miss Kathy.
Sorry, I thought we were waiting to do that.
No, that's okay.
I'm so glad you're joining us tonight. We're really excited to share our wonderful program. I'm a teacher at Oakview. I've been here a long time. Glad you're here.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. We're hoping that Miss Debbie Chong, one of our special education teachers, will be able to join us in a bit. If she is able to join us, I will introduce her at that time. Miss Sheila Clark.
Hello, my name is Sheila, and I'm a preschool educator here at Westmont Elementary, and I'm pleased to be here tonight and look forward to meeting each and every one of you in the fall.
Thank you, Miss Sheila. Miss Rekha Pawar.
Hello, my name is Rekha Pawar, and I'm a preschool educator at Oakview Preschool, and I'm excited to share our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Rekha. Miss Heidi Tucker, our school readiness nurse, has joined us this evening.
Hi, welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Miss Heidi. Thanks for joining us. And I'd also like to introduce our Spanish interpreter, Mr. Aldo Rivero. Thank you, Mr. Aldo. It's wonderful having you. Right, into our presentation. Ocean View School District is proud to offer a comprehensive preschool programs providing a variety of services and programs for preschool children aged 2.9 years to 5 years. We are committed to providing a high-quality educational program to support students' development and academic achievement, while offering a developmentally appropriate preschool experience that will lay a strong foundation for our K-8 classrooms. Our preschools have outstanding teams of dedicated teachers who are committed to providing foundations and the nurturing needed to help our students succeed in preschool. Our OVSD preschool programs are preparing children to be kindergarten ready and to participate in the world around them. I just posted some of my most favorite quotes, and that I truly believe in as we talk about educating children and supporting them, and the total child is and the focus of the work that we do. It may look like play, but it is truly work, the work that children do, because play is often talked about as if it were a relief from serious learning. but for children, play is serious learning. And that's a quote from Mr. Fred Rogers. And then this is a foundational quote that I truly believe in, and I live it every day, is that it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken adults. Frederick Douglass. So I'd like to share a little bit about what OVSD preschool programs include. They include the World of Wonders curriculum, which is in alignment with our early education at the elementary level, kindergarten through TK through third grade, which is the Wonders curriculum. We host a Handwriting Without Tears curriculum that helps our preschoolers build foundational skills that lead to proper writing mechanics as well as letter recognition. We have social emotional learning, where we learn to be in a group, learn to interact with others, as well as learning to participate in the world around us. We have inclusive preschool classrooms, where all means all. We love every single child that we have in our district, and we host high quality programs to provide them what their needs are. Developmentally appropriate activities and practices that we're able to meet the needs of the children at the level that they're at and build their skills. We have indoor and outdoor exploration. And as you'll see when we discuss our daily schedule and the activities that we provide, we really do incorporate as many different areas as we can when we're exploring our environments with the children. Also, our district includes meals at all of our currently at all of our preschool sites. Our nutrition services has created an opportunity where all of our students are able to receive a free breakfast meal and free lunch meal, depending on the schedule that they attend. We're very excited to be able to have that for our students. So this is a view at our daily schedule. All of our preschool classrooms have a daily schedule. Now, each of these items in the daily schedule may occur differently depending on the class's rotation and the class's schedule, but each class that we have in the preschool programs has each of these items included in their daily schedule. Large group, small group, outside play, centers or self-directed activity, we call it choice as well, and self-care and independent routines. These are all embedded in our daily activities. Once again, our teachers are amazing. We have an outstanding staff, and they are going to share a little bit about the day in the life of a preschooler. Miss Kathy is going to share about large group. Miss Kathy?
Hi. I want to welcome you again. Preschool is all about setting the foundations for future learning. During our large group time, our students are going to be building their listening skills, their language, self-confidence, participation, patience, taking turns, and self-control. We will start our day with our calendar. And what they get from that is not only just seeing the days of the week, they're going to get counting, patterns, one-to-one correspondence, number recognition, vocabulary. We also have read aloud story, at least 1 to 2 books every day. Those are aligned with our curriculum and whatever we're going to be learning, our daily lesson plan. This builds listening skills, comprehension, vocabulary, prediction. We really like to get our kids involved in the story. The curriculum for the day will be introduced of what our day's lesson is. We will be using our different tools, our World of Wonders, GLAD strategies, our Writing Without Tears to present whatever we want the children's lesson to be for the day. We'll be including music, poems, dancing. During large group, we may be doing some activities such as a scavenger hunt or hunting for dinosaur bones, putting on plays. The kids love the 3 pigs, of course. So our large group time is really a time for our classes to come together and to be one and to learn how to control themselves within that group and feel confident.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. Miss Sheila is going to review small group. You're muted, Miss Sheila.
Sorry about that. Thank you. Small group is a chance to learn and practice new skills while receiving individualized support in a smaller setting. Next slide. In preschool, small group can occur at the table or on the floor. Small group can occur outdoors and even be messy. Small group gives children the opportunity to create while becoming independent thinkers. Next slide. Writing skills are practiced during small group using handwriting without tears curriculum that will be expanded on throughout the elementary years. Handwriting without tears teaches students to first build letters and then using child-sized tools to write letters, to then write letters.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila. Next, we'll have Ms. Reka with outside play.
Welcome, everyone. Let me take you through the journey of the outdoor preschool experience. Imagine traveling to a place that makes you fall in love with learning. Well, that's what we do here in preschool. In preschool, we inspire outdoor environments to foster the opportunities for what we provide. For creativity, we provide new materials and rotate materials. We provide these and foster opportunities for creativity, imagination, inquiry, discovering, social interaction, flexibility, and individual experiences in nature. We have a beautiful garden where we provide all kinds of colors. We provide butterflies, the caterpillars, the cycle of the monarch butterfly. Not only are the children learning, they're also having fun through outdoor play. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sheila. Next, we'll be talking about choice time during the day, and Ms. Reka is also going to share about choice. Thank you.
All right, choice time. Choice time also referred to as work time, and work is play here at preschool. It consists of designated areas such as the science area where we do a lot of investigating with activities and materials of nature, math and manipulative area with counters. Manipulatives would be like magnet tiles, large motor area. We use various materials to build. Music and movement, example is the diverse instruments that we provide for the children, drums, dramatic play. An example would be a Department of Entomology where we provide children the opportunity to be scientists, where they can study insects and they have magnifying glasses, microscopes. They have dramatic play clothes so that they can dress as a scientist. We also provide food, a diversity of food, clothes, baby dolls. We also have the art area where we can implement science and art, where the kids can have the opportunity to choose what kind of materials they want to use and they investigate through art. We also have the writing area, computer and technology. We have a cozy cave if the children want to get away from everything and just be by themselves. They can use squish balls. They can read emotional books. They have these poppers that they can sit and just be by themselves until they feel like they're ready to come out and play with the other children. We have sensory table where we provide various materials where they can pour, measure, they can use different kinds. If we're studying about dinosaurs, we put sand and we put dinosaur bones, and they can use sifters. We use a management system which teaches them, which provides them the opportunity to, it's a magnet system, and they use the magnet and they go to each area and they place it on the magnet board. This gives them the opportunity to learn responsibility, spatial awareness, and it promotes independence and accountability of the area they're playing in and the responsibility of cleanup. Why centers are important? Children learn in the most purposeful way through hands-on play experience. And this is a vital part of our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rika. Next, I'll be sharing a little bit about art, music, movement, and creative expression. All of our children have an opportunity to move their bodies. Dance and expression, music is all part of this. All of our classrooms have interactive boards that we utilize to host a number of activities, whether it's sing-along or part of the curriculum, the World of Wonders curriculum, where we're able to explore dinosaur bones or caves or go on virtual field trips. We're able to do all of this in our classroom. And music, as mentioned before, we've created our own musical instruments. We talk about rhythm and timing. Once again, large motor skills, small motor skills are all part of this type of play. When we talk about creative expression, not only do we do art that you might see that is cut and paste, that is fairly prescriptive, because those give us the opportunity to have the kids learn skills and holding scissors and using paint brushes and cutting. But we also have opportunities for process art. And you'll see in the presentation a student that is at an easel that is able just to express themselves with color and ideas. There's other opportunities. If you may have been at College View, Miss Norma's classroom did directed art. So it's step-by-step directed activities where they talk about, once again, spatial awareness, the top of the page, the bottom of the page, right side, left side. All of these things come into play. Once again, it's another opportunity for our children to be able to build their skill set and develop through play and creative activities. Also, embedded in everything that we do, we have self-help and daily routines. Routines are key for our children, well, for most of us really, for our children, so that they are able to anticipate what's coming next. It also gives them a sense of ownership as well as responsibility. We prompt our children and give them warnings and let them know updates, and we say, 5 minutes, we're going to clean up in 5 minutes. So that also builds an understanding of what's coming next so that we're able to follow our daily routine. This is key in being able to understand and being part of our environment, is that we are able to anticipate coming in, the morning routines that each teacher has, whether it's a good morning song or doing the calendar first, or check-in or going to our cubbies, to the end of the day and the goodbye routines where everyone leaves and takes their buckets or their backpacks and we go to the sign-in table to meet our parents. All these items or these daily routines that we have in our schedule are key components to our children's development, self-awareness, and individual pride and being able to go to that next level. We also have our health routines, our healthy routines, hand washing, toileting, using the toilets, all these things we master in the preschool program. We're very proud of our children, and they're very proud of themselves. They learn turn taking, as well as other opportunities to help each other, cleaning up after themselves. Ms. Reka mentioned that part of our small group or center activities also helps them build responsibility and ownership. So these are key components in everything that we do, and once again build a foundation for when they're in the lower elementary levels and on and beyond. Next is Miss Kathy with peer interactions and social emotional learning.
Hello again. We usually will start out the year by building a class set of rules, and so that the kids know the rules and they know our expectations. If they don't know that, it's very difficult for them to follow through with it. Our first theme of September, through our World of Wonders program, is all about me. And so they're going to be learning about emotions and how they feel and verbalizing those emotions, They're going to be learning how to understand friendship, friends' emotions, and other people's emotions. Our theme for October is friendship. And so when we combine those two, we're setting ourselves to have a wonderful year, a cooperative year, learning, taking turns, and setting really good examples for all of that. We have quiet corners in the room. Ms. Reka mentioned that. These are little areas where if a child comes in and they're feeling overwhelmed, they're feeling anxious, or they're just needing a time alone, they can go to those little areas and really get themselves together. They can read books, they can do a puzzle. And there's a lot of our children that really need that time, especially at the beginning of the year when they're leaving mom and dad for the first time. And it really helps them build that self-confidence in where they are in their environment. We also have the teachers have gone through a program called CCEFL, which gives us tools to help us teach the kids different techniques and ways of controlling anger, or when instead of just saying sorry to a friend, they would go and ask that friend, are you okay? What can I do to make it better? Can I help you rebuild that block castle that you are making? So we're giving the children those techniques that they learn to work together cooperatively. We also have out on the playground what we call the buddy bench. And we're trying to teach them that if they don't have anybody to play with, that they can go and sit on the buddy bench. And then we're also teaching the kids, always be looking at the buddy bench. If you see somebody there, go and invite them to play. Something I've recently been doing with my kids is we draw names out of a hat and they get a friend and they have to go finish. They have to go, I'll give them an assignment. So they'll go to the block area and they have to build something together, or I'll give them a big piece of paper and they have to draw a zoo. And my kids love this. They love this because it's somebody they don't normally play with. They have to communicate. They have to talk about what they're going to do. And so we're constantly really reinforcing the whole development of social, emotional, making friends, and basically those peer interactions, along with the interactions of the adults in the room.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Shalene Spalding is going to speak to our inclusive preschool practices.
Hi, thank you, Nicole. Here in OVSD, we strongly believe in inclusive practices that start with our youngest learners. In September 2015, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and Department of Education issued a joint statement policy on the importance of inclusion in early childhood programs. This policy directs school districts to provide preschool special education services in the least restrictive environment, otherwise known as LRE. Compliance with LRE requires, in most cases, that children with disabilities participate in inclusive early care and educational settings alongside typically developing children. We have a continuum of programs here at OVSD for preschool students who receive special education services in what we call our universal, strategic, and intensive preschool classrooms. Next slide. So what is an inclusive preschool classroom? Well, approximately 10% of children between 3 and 13 years of age receive special education services in school. So we know that it's critical. These children with special needs are included in quality childcare programs that are in the most natural environments with peers who are typically developing. Children learn from their interactions with other children and their surroundings while developing a sense of security, self-esteem from caring relationships with our program providers and staff. And research does show that all children, whether they have special needs or not, can benefit from participating in high quality inclusive childcare that works closely with family members and provide children with environments, materials, and relationships that enrich learning and development. A lot of what we've seen so far with our wonderful preschool program. This is important that we provide this kind of learning and care necessary for all children to be successful, especially in the early years of life. Next slide. So our childhood teachers, early childhood teachers, their strong knowledge of development helps them to teach all children whatever their talents, interests, needs, and abilities are. We take pride in our inclusive programs. Our teachers adapt activities to include all students, recognizing that their individual goals may be different. At times, our providers and children may receive assistance from specialists such as special educators, school psychologists, speech and language pathologists, physical therapists, and other early intervention personnel who recognize the individual interests and strengths of the children. Thank you.
Thank you, Shalene. We have three preschool locations currently. We host 2 brand new preschool locations at the College View and Westmont site. OVSD, Ocean View School District, and the Board of Trustees sees great value in the investment in early education, and recently has developed and designed preschool environments at the 2 school sites, College View and Westmont. They're beautiful. If you have not seen them, please call me and I would love to give you a tour when it's appropriate. They're amazing. As well as our Oakview preschool site. We are neighbors to the Oakview Elementary. We are technically on the same campus, but we have a different address. So when you see Oakview Preschool, it is because we are adjacent to Oakview Elementary School, and we have a fabulous preschool program here, and we have wonderful staff here as well. But this site is specific to the Oakview preschool location. So 3 preschool locations, 2 brand new renovated schools that host the preschool sites. We have a couple different preschool options. We have a free state income qualified preschool program located at all 3 sites. There is a half-day program and a full-day program located at Oakview Preschool. These programs are free or based on a sliding scale provided to us by the state of California. And there is a process for that, and it's an enrollment process, and it is an income guideline qualification. We have a tuition-based program that is half-day and full-day. The full-day program runs from 7 in the morning to 5:30 in the evening. So there is an academic portion of the day that is in alignment with the rest of the classrooms, but it includes before and after school care. And then, of course, we have our specialized academic instruction, and that is IEP driven and taught by the certificated special education teachers. We have a lot more information. We have a website available at ovsd.org, and the tab is preschools. You can Google it or go into the location that's on the slide, or you can call our office. We'd be more than happy to help you. We have fabulous staff. We do have bilingual staff in our office as well. Please do not hesitate. And if we're not in your home language, we will find a way to, we will make a way to communicate with you that you get all the information that you need. We host varied programs and have availability in all of our programs currently for the upcoming 2021-22 school year. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing the screen, and we're going to open it up for question and answers. At the bottom of your screen, there is a box that says Q&A. If you have any questions that you would like to ask at this time, please feel free to put it in the question and answer box. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. It says, what is the student-teacher ratio for preschool classes? Currently, our licensed preschool classrooms are 24. We license up to 24 students. I'm sorry, I have a thing in my way. So we have up to 24 students, non-COVID. So I would like to put a caveat in that. We have to put a pin in that because that doesn't, this is a special year. 2 to 3 adults in the universal classrooms and about half in the strategic and intensive classrooms. So we have half the number of students with similar numbers of staff. I hope that answered your question. I'm going to go back to question. What is the daily parent-teacher communication? So we have a couple different ways. Do any of our panelists would you like to discuss our communication? I know several of our teachers utilize an app as well as some other things. So go ahead, Miss Kathy.
Normally, this has been a very unusual year for us. So we haven't had a lot of parent communication. So some of the teachers use Class Dojo. The school is usually sending out emails. We also send home flyers with the children. We always have a staff member. It's usually one of the aides or the teacher at the gate welcoming the child in. So if parents have questions, then we can communicate then. Twice a year, we have a parent conference where we'll be sharing your child's growth and how they're doing and if they're ready for kindergarten, that kind of a thing. It's one in the fall, one in the spring. And of course, you can always email us or contact us through the school by phone with any questions or concerns you have. Before we've been able to have parent volunteers, I don't know what that's going to be looking like in the future. And there may be quite a few restrictions behind that. So, but we are always available to answer any kind of questions that you may have.
We also host monthly parent meetings that we have. We'll have one meeting. It is traditionally the first Tuesday of every month. We send out an invite and we provide links for that. Well, it's provide for links in Zoom. I do think that's one of the benefits that we've found is that providing a virtual opportunity to participate in our meetings has increased our parent participation. So we look forward to having in-person meetings and virtual meetings monthly for our parents to highlight some of the information that's going on. We utilize the Connect system that the district uses, that each of the school sites uses. Teachers use apps as well as daily communication. There's another question. Can we tell you a bit more about discipline methods? So that's it. I'm going to answer that live, and that is an interesting question. I don't prefer to say discipline methods so much as it is we work collaboratively with the students on talking about understanding what expectations are in the classroom, and we model that. We respect our children. We talk about that. We continually, when we talk, we continually are discussing this with the children, and the children are modeling with their peers. As Miss Kathy mentioned, the CSEFL trainings that our teachers have gone through as well talk about discussing behaviors with students and how we might be able to collaborate together and work together. We also had the benefit of having a strength-based approach training in this past year that all of the school district educators and staff went through, where we talked about positive behavior management systems. We use always positive reinforcement, and we like to give our students options. And sometimes that option is, if you'd like to continue in this activity, you may want to be kind or use kind words with your friends or keep your feet on the ground. And if that isn't a possibility, or the choices that they're choosing at that time, we can ask them, they can make to another choice, and we would give that. So it's redirection. We don't use timeout. We don't have any hands-on for our students. We don't do anything like that, but we do use positive reinforcement. And if a child needs an additional level to help support them in understanding a behavior system, we would add that layer in there. It may be tokens, or it may be a positive or time for a chosen activity, something that's a preferential activity. So we would reward them in that way, but we do not have, I think, what I would consider discipline. We actually have a positive reinforcement system. I hope that answered your question. All right, I see another question. That sounds amazing. Can you spell that training class so they can read about it? It's CSEFL. It's just like it sounds, and I can Google it. Miss Kathy, would you like to share a bit about CSEFL while I look up the website? You're muted.
Sure.
Thanks.
I don't know how to start it. it's basically taught us about the different levels of emotions that the kids have. We have, and it gave us a ton of tools to work with them. One of the things that I loved was we had what was called Tucker's Corner, Tucker Turtle's Corner, where the kids would go for a little bit of a timeout, and they had written, not a timeout, but a time away, a thinking corner. I like that. One of the things they taught us to was to make books that go along with the behavior. So the Tucker Turtle book happened to be about a turtle who, when he got angry, would hit, or he would throw things, or he would show his anger physically. So his teacher taught him to go into his shell and count to 10 and take deep breaths. And when he came out, he was ready to change the behavior. In my classroom, in that corner, I have a giant green t-shirt, because when the kids are angry, they don't like to be seen. So they can go in their shell in the giant green t-shirt and do their counting to 10 and do the calming down. We use a lot of puppets. And instead of calling a child out and saying, so-and-so did this today, it would be telling a story about, a little bird went and did this to his friend. And what do you guys think about that? How can he make it better, so that child is not isolated out, but he's getting the message as well.
Thank you, Miss Kathy. I was able to pull it up, and I'm sorry. Does that conclude what you'd like to say?
Yeah. Sorry,
Thanks a lot. I appreciate you helping me buy time. So it's the Center on Social and Emotional Foundations for Early Learning. It's CSEFEL. And I always put 2 F's in there when I'm just reading off the letters. That's why I wanted to confirm that I had it correct before I shared. And Shalene, did you want to share something?
Yeah, and it actually correlates with the next question that came up. Are full day and half day students in the same class? If so, how is the class structured to allow for arrivals and dismissals? So I just wanted to make a clarifying statement regarding our inclusive programs here at Ocean View School District. So we have our, what I mentioned before is our universal classrooms, which students who receive special education services participate. Those particular classes are taught by the wonderful preschool educators that you see here on the panel, and who've done a beautiful job describing the classes there. Our strategic classrooms are taught by special education teachers who have an early childhood credential. And so the students in those classes, some have specialized academic instruction and some are typically developing. So those are the peer models that I spoke of earlier. So I just wanted to make that clarification. I don't know if you want to further describe the arrival and dismissal time regarding that question that happened, but just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that piece. Thank you.
No, thank you. That was very eloquent, Ms. Shalene. And for specific site information, each teacher sends out information to the classroom prior to school starting, or if a family starts mid-year, they'll have a communication from the teacher prior to starting. So you'll get all the information you need on what to bring, arrival times, expectations, connections. All of those items are shared prior to starting the first day. Thank you.
Nicole, might I elaborate just a smidge?
Oh, please. Thank you.
So here in Ocean View, we really do value inclusive programs. It is the way our elementary schools are run. And so I know the question was around this, was the question of half day and full day. So in general, our half day students have kind of 2 options. Some of the students who qualify for free or state preschool will be in in one of our classrooms that's taught by an educator. And sometimes we layer in those students with special education services. For other students, particularly for our tuition-based preschool, they participate in the strategic classes. Those are the classes that have far fewer students. So in our universal classes, we have approximately 24 students and 2 to 3 adults. With our strategic classes, we have approximately half the number of students, 12, 14, it kind of varies. Those are the classes that Shalene just described, and they're taught by our preschool certificated staff that have early learning credentials. And so in those cases, it is typical peers learning alongside, but we've reduced the class size to ensure that everyone gets their needs met accordingly. In our intensive program, we generally do not have typical peers. Our students in those intensive programs do have a higher level of need, and those classes are typically usually 10 students or less. And that's because it's about meeting the need of the students and where they are. So we have a full day state classroom. We have a full day tuition-based preschool program. And so typically we don't have a full day and part day all intermixed together, other than there's a little bit of variation, but half day are typically in our state or in our strategic classes. Our full day are typically in state or in our tuition-based. So it's more nuanced than that, but thought I'd just elaborate a smidge.
Thank you. You articulated that beautifully. It was very helpful. All right. I don't see any other questions. Are there any other questions or comments, or does anyone have any special requests for information? Oh, another one. Okay. Full day tuition would have full day, correct. Full day tuition would have full day tuition together. So that is all one class. And it is, care is available before school from 7 a.m. and then after school till 5:30. And when I say school, that is the educational component of the day, which is what a half day program typically looks like. All right. What happens during that time? Okay, so just for a little bit of clarification, during the time before school and after school, those are enriched activities. They are still in alignment with all the activities that thank you, Mr. Espinoza. They are in alignment with the school day. We still, once again, all of our learning really happens through play. It's a little less structured before and after school. In the full day program, once the day has ended, the educational component of the day, they have a meal, they'll have lunch, they'll do their self-help routine, they'll have restroom time, cleanup, and then they have a rest period. For some children, nap is crucial. They need that to recharge their batteries. For some kids, it's just quiet time on a mat. After that period of time, when they start waking up and they're ready for the rest of the afternoon, we have enrichment activities, and it may be inside, it may be outside. We do like to wake up, use the restroom, clean up, go move our bodies, and then possibly come in for a snack or have snack outside. So there are still planned lessons and activities, but they are not structured like the schedule that we shared in this presentation. I hope that answered your question. Will you get details soon about summer programs? Well, I'd be more than happy to share that with you right now. We have a summer program that runs. It is a tuition-based summer program. It is a full day summer program, and it is 5 days a week. The one option that we do have during the summer is families can choose to enroll by week. So each week over the 10 weeks of summer break, during the out of session time, families can register for any of those weeks. You can register for those 10 weeks, or you can choose a week in the middle if that's what your need is. But we do have a full-day summer program, and it is being hosted at College View Preschool Program, College View Elementary site, and it is also taught by our highly qualified educators that we have. And it's a wonderful time. And we still have an educational component to the day. We have group time, but once again, we'll have water play, we'll have bubbles. We really try and make it as fun and active and as exciting for the kids as possible. Thank you. Are there any other questions? All right. Okay. I just really want to thank all of our guests for joining us and all of our panelists, all of you parents that have come to join us. We are truly honored to be providing services, care, education, time, partnership with you for our kids. They are the work that we do, and every single educator, classroom support that we have, principal, they believe in the work that they do and providing an amazing program for children. We really look to meeting children where they're at and meeting their needs. So thank you again for joining us tonight for OVSD Preschool's first preschool presentation, where relationships and achievement begin. We're honored to be providing services in the Ocean View School District. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And if you have any other questions, please don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. You can email us, you can call us, you can drop in and meet us at the office at Oakview Preschool as well. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. All right, we're going to end our presentation. Thank you very much for joining.